So are we gonna, sad day for me, but all is good. Okay, we're gonna low side, there it is, and into the side of the mountain. So, hey, there's a sign there saying it's a sharp turn. How sharp it is? I don't know, it's in the shade, but there's a sign there at least letting me know there's a sharp turn. If I have my phone on my handlebars using rock form, I can see with the GPS, like a little mini map, hey, it's a sharp turn. So these are all things that we could be paying attention to before entering the sharp turn. So how do we plan the sharp turn? Well, we locate it's a hazardous situation. Am I the active threat or the relevant threat in this by going too fast? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna slow down. That's the solution. Now, what can you do to get more skill? Take some classes. Do progressive overload with your skills. Don't speed through it. Like don't go above. You don't throw up 315 pounds on a bench press your first time. You build yourself up to it. And then you build yourself up to a point where it's like, I don't want to be a power lifter. I just want to be in shape. I don't want to, try to throw up crazy numbers because it's a higher risk of injury. So you kind of stay at 225 and you do like 20 reps instead of like 315 at 10 reps. You see what I mean? I don't recommend doing that. I think it's actually kind of illegal, but that's the consequence if you want to take it.
Here we have a situation, even road surface
155 kilometers an hour. That's about 100 miles an hour.
Of the bike ends the ride in a rather spectacular.
So about 100 miles an hour. Failed to negotiate the corner. Typical. So what can we learn from that, everybody? Maybe slow it down. Let's say it's a 60-mile-an-hour road and we're going 100. That's criminal speeding, by the way. Lots of problems with that. Let's say it's 75, still criminal speeding in Arizona. Let's say it's 80, still criminal speeding in Arizona. Because there are some, parts of the law where I think it's above 90, it's still criminal speeding no matter what. 20 miles an hour over the speed limit is criminal speeding, so you don't want to have that. Hey, what's up, cyclists? Anybody gonna hit us from behind? Usually that's what happens here. Oh. That's battery, buddy. There you go. You guys do what you need to do. He came up to us. This is self-defense. This is self-defense. There you go. What you can do is grab the helmet, see if you can get a good handle on it, because it's attached to his head, and you can just start yanking his body around. It's kind of like the hockey thing where you grab the jersey and you pull it over, but if you can control the head, this is why I shave my head. It's not because I'm bald, so if I ever get in a fight, nobody can grab my hair. That's what you've seen girls fight, right? They grab the hair and they're moving the chick around, right? Same concept. Same concept. So, grab the helmet. Treat him like a little kid. All right, here we go. Oh, a little bit too much acceleration on that turn. So part of what we do here in this book for the motorcycle operator skills test is tight turn from a stop, and we practice that. But also the same thing here with all the drills. Practice all those drills so we're not making the same mistake. So what he did was accidentally let out the clutch and was giving it too much throttle in the middle of a turn. When you're turning, you need traction. But when you dump the clutch and you let out too much throttle while turning, you're not going to have enough traction to really navigate that corner, especially from a stop. It's just going to spin on you, lose traction, and fall down. Simple as that. It's a new rider's mistake. Now, if you've been riding for 10 years and you make this mistake, well, you made a new rider mistake. Not a big deal. Let's just try not to do that. Oh, we slammed the brakes. He panicked. He panicked. Look at his finger on the brakes.
This biker admit.
Look at that. Oh, what did he admit? So we're trying to go in and out of traffic, speeding really fast, lost our escape. Now we're panicking. Now we slam the brakes. Now we dump the bike.
That a significant amount of oil on the road was the main reason.
MotoStar said a significant amount of oil on the road is what caused this crash. And the MotoStar said this because the rider, when he submitted his video, said it that this was the case. Zero accountability. Look at his wrist right now. He's pinning it down 112 kilometers an hour. 68, so he's probably pinning his 300cc bike or 250cc bike as quick as possible. It's probably a really low cc bike. Just really doing it. Okay. Now, take a look at what's ahead. Okay, we're going to go ahead and probably swerve in between on the right of that trailer in front of that silver car. There's my escape because on the left, there's not much. This is common sense, right? We can see this. Like this is what we would do if we were doing this. So he's going for it. Doesn't like it. Panics. Slams that front brake. Where is the oil? Is he talking about this little thing that he's riding right by? That little oil on the right underneath his handlebar? He's not even touching it. 120 kilometers an hour. That's 75. He's going way faster than the flow of traffic.
This biker admitted that a significant amount of oil on the road was the main reason for his fall.
A significant amount of oil. No, your poor decisions, speeding through traffic, not having the skills to swerve or understand how braking
At
works.
the very last second, this rider manages to take the right exit, but excessive speed and heavy braking that turn lead to an unpleasant crash.
Yeah. Yeah. Going too fast on an off-ramp, trying to keep up with their buddies. Just make the exit. Just make the exit at an easy speed. You're behind. Talk to each other on your Cardo Pack Talk edges. Has long distance mesh capabilities, all that stuff. Just tell them, hey, I'm slowing down, and we got a side of the pedestrian right here. Woo-wee! So he's slamming the brakes, and we're getting a little jostle on the bike. That's actually very painful for her. I mean, it's gonna be painful for us on our arm, but that would really hurt her. Imagine getting clipped by like an NFL linebacker at their speed. Now, we're like 3 NFL linebackers in one with hard parts clipping somebody. So yeah, it's very painful. Her fault, yes. I'm glad we didn't panic. Because it would have been very easy for him, for one, to slam the brakes before, like, as soon as he saw it, could have slammed the brakes super hard. Right here, he could have slammed the brakes really hard, dumped the bike, and slid into her. Or, I'm pretty happy that he's lucky, because when he hits, let's see. I block it sometimes, but when he hits, what's that lever right there on the right hand? A little pop quiz. We talk about it in Motorcycle Control chapter. And there's QR codes in all the books where I show you how to do it, and I actually walk you through it. It could have hit that front brake and basically caused him to slam that front brake. You know, the body stopped, it hits the front brake, boom. That's why they have bark busters on adventure bikes and dirt bikes out there in the woods. That could have been bad. So the overall pretty good situation. Her hand's probably gonna hurt for a while. It's gonna swell up. What do you want, kid? What do you want? A little weird.
In active pursuit with 2 motorcycle cops. Whee!
Oh, well, they're going to get caught. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. So you don't have to run faster than the bear. You just have to run faster than your friend. That's it. So if you're in a group ride like this, you don't have to outrun the 2 motorcycle cops. You have to outrun the radio, which is going to be impossible. But if these dudes crashed, thank you. Let's get out of here. I don't know. I just wouldn't be a part of this.
When you don't want to fall and there's moto cops right.
Yep. Open lane pattern. Is this white truck going to want to come out into my lane? And it's a merge area. Is he going to want to make that exit? I'm going to ride staggered with cars like I'm in a group ride with motorcyclists in case they want to do this. I'm not going to get hit. I'm not going to ride side by side or in the blind spot, right? I'm going to ride staggered. I know it's a Hilux, man. I wish we got those. We're getting closer to the blind spot. There it is. Brakes, brakes, brakes.
Here we see yet another
Okay.
example of how dangerously speed
We are. I don't want to do this. Don't do this. Dude. Flat broke adventures. Oh, we've seen this. This is a year old video, or a couple years. CF Moto. I mean, it's not that old, but whenever you go over a spillway like this, it turns into asphalt. We're doing pretty fine, but once you go over a spillway like this, and it's been a consistent spillway, more than likely you're gonna have moss and like maybe mud on top of that, so it's gonna be so slippery. So slippery. How do you handle it? I don't know. I don't go off road. Not anymore, anyways. If you guys have been here long enough for the Saturday Scramblers back in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2016, 2017, off-roading with the Harley. I didn't have to deal with this because we don't get rain out in Yuma. I just got stuck a lot, and I've crashed a lot on that Harley. Off-road. I put knobbies on it. So write in the comments how you would have handled that. For me, I would have probably just tried to gun it. When in doubt, I throttle out. That's what I always learn. When in doubt, throttle out. Yeah, he just lost traction because there's probably like moss. So he wasn't speeding. Was able to slow it down and move on. Very nice. Navigated that active threat. Handled it. All right, off-roading. Yeah. Oh, checking his visor. Got to stick up his butt now. Just lost traction. Handlebars probably did a little weird thing like this because he had one hand on it.
That's why.
It is what it is, but this is why.
Hands
Think about it. You're out in the middle of nowhere.
off the handlebars.
Have a satellite phone or like one of those spot devices or whatever. So if for some reason you're also on the ground with the bike and you can't get up, what are you going to do? Think about the risks. You never know. You never know. How do people even drive like that? No. Okay, if you're going to show me that this is the first frame, it looks like you guys are just going in the same thing. Now, if you showed a little before where he cut you off, okay. But I'm going to take what you put out there. And what you put out there is that you did stupid stuff. You didn't make your turn. You could have made your turn. You did this. But good job with the slow speed maneuvers, you know. Good job with that. That's what you do here. But now we're doing this. How old is this? A year ago. Are we still doing this whole, I'm going to do this because I want it on camera so I look cool. I'm going to post it. Don't worry about it. People worry about the dumbest things. There's too many things going on in your own life that you have to worry about this. Don't touch private property. Just don't. All right, I'm moving on. Good slow speed maneuvers, though. I'll give them that. All right. Open lane pattern. Merging area to the right. Watch out for any vehicles that want to come in. Sun's probably in their eyes. You're going to move over. Very good. You move to a new position for safety. We're going to move on. I know what they're doing. I saw it coming up. I called out the scenarios and the situations. Do the same. All right, so it looks like it's a little bit wet on the road. There's a side of the vehicle there. Oh, we have done this one. That's fine. I remember this. So found the escape, moved on. Good thing we're just going to play through. How about that? Another side of the vehicle. And nothing, so we're moving on. Okay, intersection. They're going to cut it a little close. Not a big deal. We kind of kept going. Could have slowed down a little bit. Not a big deal. All right, morning commute. Okay, so it looks like it's I don't know if his lens is just messed up. Oh, couldn't see that. Good job with the brakes. Side of the vehicle popped out. Navigated that active threat. We have a GPS right here. So we're gonna go straight. Oh, whoa. Random things in the road. Can't see anything at night. He's got his high beams on too. Those are pretty bad high beams.
What the heck?
Hey, tire. What's up, buddy? Don't kick it. You're just give it more force, and the gyroscopic precession's just gonna keep it going straight. Don't hit that either.
Whoa, watch out. Yo, watch out.
If somebody hits the tire, it's not a big deal. If somebody hits me, that's a big deal. Anybody ever back in the day with like a hubcap or a tire and with a stick, or just kind of running with it?
Oh my God.
I don't know. Am I that old?
Yo, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Am I that old? I didn't have cell phones as a kid. Kids nowadays. Hey, Super 73. Yeah, biker's worst nightmare. The biker's worst nightmare is the tire. But we got another video coming up. So if you're on the live stream, you're going to watch it. But you're not. So I'll see you guys later.